Welcome to Mr. College Football. I'm your host, JG3. Alongside me, Holden.
What's up, guys? We got week 2 coming to you guys here. Really exciting stuff. We're going to go over the top 25, go run down over the games, talk about week 1 for a bit. So, excited to get into it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and sub. Thank you for the support. We've had a great turnout so far. So, let's get into it. Week 2. So, this is takeaways from week 1. So, let's start off with Florida upsetting Utah.
That was a good game.
It was a great game.
Anthony Richardson for Florida played pretty well and could be a sleeper Heisman right now at the beginning of the season.
So we see Florida going to 12, Utah at 13. What are your thoughts?
I think it's kind of crazy to see Florida jump that high from not even being ranked going into that game. I mean, yeah, they did beat a top-ranked Utah team, but I think Utah was a little overrated going into that game.
I would have to agree. I had Utah as a playoff team in my playoff predictions, if you guys watched that video. But, yeah, it was a great game to see. I think this is, maybe kind of crazy, but I'm happy to see Florida at 12, Utah at 13, not too bad. So, I think that was one of the best games of that week. Ohio State plays Notre Dame. A lot of people had Ohio State dominating Notre Dame, but here they are. They beat Notre Dame by a bit. So, to me, I think they're the real deal.
I think they're a great team and will probably still make college football playoffs, definitely.
I know playoff lock.
Yeah, I had them in my playoffs, but I was a little unimpressed with their offense, only scoring 21 when they were getting hyped up at the beginning of the season to have the best offensive rated team in the country. So, maybe Notre Dame's defense is that good, which it could be, but I want to see them later on and see how well they do later on.
I think Notre Dame surprised a lot of people. Surprised me for sure. So I think that was a great game. I think Ohio State showed how good they are. I don't think we need to go too much over this. Oregon sitting at 11, facing Georgia. Georgia was 2 last week, right?
Yeah. No, they were 3.
I picked Oregon to upset Georgia. I don't know why. I'm embarrassed. I think Oregon. I'm glad Oregon's at the top 25. They don't deserve to be here. So I'm happy.
Georgia, it was just.
I forgot how good Georgia was. I'll be honest.
They're the real deal. After coming off that championship, they didn't. If anything, they got better from off that game. It looked like.
Yeah. FSU versus LSU. You were telling me this is your game of the week.
Yes, FSU LSU Sunday night. If you watched it, craziest game probably. It's contender for one of the craziest games of the season, and it's just week 1.
So, do you think LSU is the better team? Because it seemed like that loss was over their special teams.
And no, I think Florida State's still a better team. They came out in the end with the W, and I think that's the most important thing. Florida State just made too many mistakes, and a good team doesn't make those mistakes.
Great game. Happy to see Florida State win that. So, let's get into week 2. Our first game, college football week. It's the game of the week. A lot of people didn't think it was going to be this, but, ends up going back to Texas. Alabama's coming there. Do you think any chance of an upset here?
Not at all. I think Alabama's going to go into Texas, handle business, and come out with the W.
Not that Texas and Texas A&M are the same teams, but, I think, to me, not just because of that, but I think Texas has a chance.
So, who are you picking?
I take Alabama,
Yeah,
I'm not that crazy. But,
I got Alabama as well.
I think people will be surprised how close it is. I think people will put more respect on Texas instead of hating on Alabama.
It'll be a good test for Quinn Ewers of Texas, see how good a QB he actually is.
Bryce Young went crazy week 1. He's going to go crazy again. So,
yeah.
Let's go to our next game. Georgia versus Samford.
Not much to talk about. I got Georgia.
What are you thinking, 60, 70 plus after Oregon?
At least 60.
This might break records. It's insane how much Georgia beat Oregon last week. Let's go next one. Ohio State versus Arkansas State.
I want to see how Ohio State's offense does. Jackson Smith and Jigba won't be playing in this game. He got hurt last game.
Do you think that matters?
No, I don't think it matters, but it'll be a good game to build on for Ohio State to get better.
Yeah. I think it'll be an interesting one for sure. Let's go to our next one. Michigan versus Hawaii. Got to switch starting quarterback. Are you liking this? Or?
I am liking this.
I was a Michigan fan.
Yes.
I'm not a Michigan fan. He is.
J.J. McCarthy is going to start this week for Michigan, and if you saw week 1, when McNamara got the start, but JJ McCarthy went in, and I think he ended up with a 99.9 QBR, which was insane. And I think McNamara only ended with like a 36 something. And with McCarthy starting this game, I think it's gonna be a blowout. And Vanderbilt scored 62 points on Hawaii. So if Hawaii has to play Michigan,
I was telling this a little bit, but I think this is good. At first I wasn't for it, but I think it's gonna be obvious who's gonna start after this. Especially after this Hawaii game, he's gonna blow up.
What are your thoughts of Michigan passing Clemson in the rankings?
That was interesting to me. I thought Clemson held their ground fine. I mean, they didn't play great the first 3 quarters against Georgia State, right?
Georgia Tech.
Same thing. Not actually. But, I think they're kind of saying Clemson, show us a little more. So let's get right into this next one. Clemson against Furman. I mean, how much so you see Michigan playing Hawaii, you see Clemson playing a team like Furman. Like, is this going to change the rankings to you?
No. But it will be interesting to see DJ Uyunglele play again. Because if you watch that game against Georgia Tech, I mean, he was mid. He was a mid QB. And then
he was all right to me.
You watch that last drive, they put in Cade Klubnik for Clemson, and he probably put together Clemson's best drive of the night. And so I think if he has a bad game, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cade Klubnik starting week 3.
I think to me, top 5 is going to stick the same, unless anything crazy happens. But to me, I think it's pretty obvious. Maybe Clemson and Michigan switch next week, but top 3 stick to me. Maybe we switch, but let's go our next one. A&M. What is it?
Appalachian State.
To me, I pick A&M. I'm a little biased for A&M. I'm not a fan, but I had A&M making my playoffs. I mean, I think this is going to be a test for them, but I think it's going to show more of what this team can do. Like, I can't
Appalachian State. They barely lost to North Carolina in a thriller, if anybody watched it. But
I don't think they have. I think that was a full offense game. I don't think they're going to score nearly as much against a powerhouse like A&M.
Yeah, I got A&M.
Me too. So, I think it'll be a close game, and I think people will be a little bit surprised, but
I don't think it'll be close.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it'll stay under 20. That's what I'm saying. That's close.
Okay.
In a game like this. Oklahoma, Kent State.
I got Oklahoma to see
Oklahoma.
Dylan Gabriel do good with that offense and learn more, but I don't think it'll be close.
I don't think much is going on this week with Oklahoma. Notre Dame against Marshall. I mean, I think they should just show this week. They put Ohio State last week. You can only show so much against Ohio State.
Yeah.
So to me, Notre Dame's going to dominate this game, and they kind of showed people last week, but I think they're going to show people more. So hey, we're actually here.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are downplaying them, as I was.
I got Notre Dame.
I think that's Notre Dame easy. This game, we thought this should have been the college football game of the week. Texas and Bama took it, but you got Baylor coming to BYU. One of, it's a crazy. This is going to be sold out, packed there.
Yeah, environment at LaVell Edwards Stadium is going to be insane for
and
this game.
We were just talking about how BYU's supposed to win this. Like BYU's.
Yeah, they're projected to win by 2 right now. I mean, it could change until Saturday, but people got BYU by 2, and I think I also got BYU by maybe 2. It's going to be really close, but I got BYU.
I got BYU by 2 TDs plus.
Wow, that's bold.
That's about Baylor. I think, BYU dropped 50 on UCF last week. Yeah. I think less about that, but I think just kind of people underrating BYU. I think they should be top 15 right now. So I think people are like, 21 BYU, like, they're not going to have a chance. They do, though. And that's why things are showing they do, because they're just ranked too low to me, So that's my thoughts on that. BYU will upset there. USC at Stanford. Any chance of an upset?
Yeah, I think there's a chance, but I still got USC. It'll be a good test for them as they're on the road against Stanford, and it's their first division game, in the Pac-12, so that'll be good.
After Utah and Oregon lose their games last week, which both should have, Oregon should have put up a fight. They weren't supposed to win that game, but Utah, kind of embarrassing. USC is the Pac-12 team to go all the way this year. Kind of a little more pressure on them. Do you think they're going to feel that?
I think, they'll feel the pressure, but I think Lincoln Riley, as the coach, he's going to do well and prepare that team for what they need to do, and I think they'll come out with a win.
I would personally love to see a team like USC make the college football playoffs. Pac-12 team,
Yeah.
So, I think that'll be I don't think too much going on this year, but I love that. I think that team's gonna be an interesting story this year. Oklahoma State versus Arizona State. Do you think this is gonna test Oklahoma State?
Definitely. It will definitely test Oklahoma State. Arizona State last year, one of the very, very good Pac-12 teams. I mean, they didn't win the Pac-12 or anything, but I think they're really good. And I think it will be a close game, but Oklahoma State on top.
I actually think Oklahoma State's ranked too high. I don't think they should be 11 right now. And I think Arizona State's going to come in there. Well, I mean, it's at Oklahoma State. So Arizona State's going to come into Oklahoma State. Crazy environment, but I think they're going to come out with like a game-winning drive, game-winning field goal.
Well,
Upset here. And I think 11 is going to be the unlucky number this year. You know, Oregon had 11 last week. Look what happened. So Arizona State's going to upset Oklahoma State.
okay, we'll see.
Number 12, Florida, came from unranked all the way to 12. All these teams behind them are like, you know, what's going on? You beat Utah that was super overrated. So Kentucky's sitting at 20. Do you think, because they're going to Florida, do you think they have a chance of upsetting here?
Small, very, very small.
'Cause
I think Florida won by 2 touchdowns.
I'm surprised how Florida played. I mean, I'm kind of on Utah was kind of overrated, but Florida to me, I love this guy. Big X factor. Florida, I think to me is gonna, you know, maybe not necessarily dominate this game, but I think they're gonna touch top 10 potentially.
So you got them winning as well?
I think so too. But if you think about it, let's say they lose to Utah, are they ranked here? Probably not.
No,
So
definitely not.
so now they come from potentially being the underdog to now being Kentucky the underdog here. So I think that's really interesting right there.
Yeah.
So I think Florida will come out of that one. So let's go to number 13 Utah versus Southern Utah.
I got Utah. They're gonna come out mad that they lost their last game, and I think they're gonna.
They got that fully faith.
Destroyed.
You kind of tell people like, sorry, we're not that bad. Sorry, you know. I think Florida's gonna be good this year. So I think that's kind of surprising. It made them look bad, but you know, and they're gonna come back stronger than ever this week.
Yeah.
Michigan State versus.
Akron.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think anything's gonna go on crazy this week. No chance of an upset.
I got Michigan State.
No chance of an upset. 3 touchdown plus game. You know, maybe 30, 40 plus. Michigan State wants to show a little, like, they want to go higher. So,
Yeah.
just dominate this game. Maybe move up a rank or 2 next week. So, Miami, Florida versus Southern Miss.
Not much to talk about. I think I got Miami winning by a whole lot.
Yeah, Southern Miss is your team. I'm sorry. I don't. What are we supposed to say? You know, Miami this week. Arkansas, South Carolina, transfer Spencer Rattler. What are you thinking?
I think this is going to be a very high offense game. I think there's going to be lots of touchdowns by both teams, but I do think Arkansas will still win. TJ Finley and Arkansas.
Spencer Rattler, this week pops off, beats Arkansas, and it's not as close as you think it would be. This man, to me, I think he's gonna have a great year. I mean, I don't want to say Heisman contender, but I don't need my words, so. Because I think Bryce Young will probably take it, but I think he's gonna have a great year. I think this is gonna be a game they upset and be ranked next week. I think South Carolina will jump top 25 after this upset. So let's go to Pittsburgh. And it's 24 Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee, do you think they should be top 25? Do you think they're going to?
I think they should. I think they have one of the best offenses in the country, and I expect them to come out, score lots of points in this game, and upset Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Pittsburgh taking this game. I think Tennessee's an interesting team to me, but I don't think they should be top 25. Especially after this week, you know.
No, after this week, Pitt might not be top 25.
Pitt's going to top 20. I mean, Pitt's going to top 15, you know. So, I have Pittsburgh, you have Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, an interesting game. 18 NC State versus Charleston Southern. I mean, NC State moved down, right? You know, had a close game last week. It shouldn't have been close.
Well, East Carolina should have won that game. They missed 2 kicks to choke that game.
An embarrassing game last week for NC State. So I don't mind seeing
the win, but they were lucky to get that win.
I don't mind seeing them move down again, especially if this game's close. This should be
if this is close at all,
you know, you should be.
I want them out of the top 25.
You should be winning 3 touchdowns plus here.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I got NC State, but
Charleston Southern.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
NC State can do.
Yeah. So I think this team's gonna actually be a watch. So I think this game might be close, and I think they might drop top 20 next week. I'm worried about it. 19 Wisconsin versus Washington State. Upset here?
No, not at all. Wisconsin being part of the Big Ten, I think Big Ten football way more tough than the Pac-12, and I think Wisconsin is going to destroy Washington State.
I would have to agree on you on that one. I don't think Washington State's going to play. I think they're going to actually show up. I think they're going to show up in Wisconsin, try their best, but I don't see them coming out to win this week. So I think Wisconsin will take it. 22 Ole Miss versus Central Arkansas.
Not much to talk about here. I think Jackson Dart and Ole Miss is going to do good again.
Ole Miss is a developing story, I think they're going to be top 20 next week, so I'm excited to see them
Good chance, yeah, with Lane
blow
Kiffin.
this out. So Ole Miss here. 23 Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. Going to Vanderbilt when they're hungry. Do you think they're going to upset Wake Forest?
I do think they're going to upset.
I
Vanderbilt's
agree.
offense these last 2 weeks has been insane.
Mhm.
And I think Wake Forest is going to be caught sleeping, and Vanderbilt is going to come in there and win that game.
I've been kind of surprised seeing Wake Forest top 25 this year. So I think to me, it's an unranked game. I don't think people are gonna say, "Oh, Vanderbilt upset Wake Forest." I think Vanderbilt was the better team all along. So
We'll see.
I think Vanderbilt's
I hope.
gonna come in.
I want to see Vanderbilt get back to
Mhm. So-
something good. They haven't been good in forever.
Our last 25 Houston at Texas Tech. Are they gonna hold their top 25 spot or not?
No, Texas Tech is winning that game, and if you saw last week, Houston barely got past San Antonio, Texas,
Oh, yeah.
and it went into overtime. I got Texas Tech in this game.
My question is, why is Houston ranked? Why? It's this. It's Houston at Texas Tech. Going to Texas Tech is like, why are these guys ranked?
Which I think, like, Oregon, I know they got blown out, but I think they should
No.
still be. I think Oregon should be 25, not Houston.
But I think we both have Texas Tech upsetting here. Not much of an upset in my book, but so thanks for watching, guys. We will post videos every week. We'll go week 3 next week, kind of recap week 2. So
Yes.
if you guys enjoy these videos, please like and sub. We would love to hear it from you guys. So
And comment your takes if you ever disagree with us, or even if you agree with us. Just comment down below.
comment your craziest upset you have this week going on. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Me and outro.